FPS questions.
Oh, 10 minutes.
Alright, 10 minutes. FPS questions with Travis. I'm gonna go take a
Hello,
break
Twitch
so I can get
TV.
some coffee.
Oh, you might be SOL.
Oh, you think it's closed?
It might be 11. If you're a prize winner, you should follow up with him immediately via Twitter. Oh, we should probably... Oh, there it goes. If you shoot out the windows of spaceships, yes, people can get sucked out. What kind of weapons will be available for question the mech armor suit things in the FPS aspect of the game? Larger weapons. Basically, it's much like the ships work with a size rating system, the weapons work with equipment hardpoint settings the same way, and so the larger Titan armor will support that. Dude, Suba Kavix, you were a badass Jinx, man. Well done. How moddable are the guns? Barrels, scopes, triggers, handle grips? Yes, all of that. We want to do it kind of in the middle of gameplay too, so it's not like you go to a loadout screen, but it's more like you look at your weapon and use, like, if you have things on you, you can equip them by looking at different parts of the weapon. Will I be able to shoot out kneecaps in FPS? I want to be like the person of interest guy. Well, we definitely have a bunch of different parts of the body that you can hit, so we have localized hit reactions and localized damage. So yes, you can shoot somebody in the kneecaps, and what that will do, you know, I don't know if you can actually like in-cap them that way entirely. For what you're talking about, where you take them hostage, but it is definitely a possibility. Does SIG have any interest in shipless FPS-centric game packages? That is actually definitely a possibility. We'll have to see how the PU development develops and what roles you could really fill within the universe. If it makes sense, then we'll do it. What if the last guy didn't respond? Do we still get a chance? Yeah, James will follow up if nobody responds to him, but I'm assuming they did, or else he would have said something. Will we see a shooting range in the hangar with guns before the full FPS module? No, but you may see that at the same time as the FPS module. Will there be a package system for FPS like ships? I guess I don't fully understand the question, Zexian, so let me know what you mean by that. How's Double Precision developing currently? Good. On track to hopefully have that wrapped up by the end of the year. What game is the FPS gameplay closest to? Let me think about that one. So if I can only pick one, I gotta think about that. Probably Arma. Yeah, I'll say Arma, yeah. What do we have that is non-lethal in FPS, like sleep darts, KO instead of killing? So far everything goes towards a kill. There is an area of denial system that works off of tasers. Like it's basically a brick claymore of tasers. But yeah, we were definitely having less than lethal weapons for capturing, absolutely. Yes, DK Borrero, FPS is going to be sick. I agree, I think that's going to be the case. Know if there are any enemies like the Flood and Star Citizen. Not right now. Maybe someday. What starting map will you be using for FPS? Shubin, ArcCorp, neither of those. Those two different ones. More environments. Will we be able to grab metal plates, perhaps from damaged interior ships, as a form of shielding? We do not currently have anything like that implemented. That doesn't mean it couldn't happen in the future, but not now, no. But there's a dynamic cover system, but not that exactly what you're talking about. What game is starts at FPS most? Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's hard. I'd say it's like Arma, Battlefield, Rainbow Six with the art style of Dead Space. I don't know. That's the best I can do. Have Redacted figure out how they're going to work with Oculus for free look. That's not finalized. It's not finalized even for the dogfighting. So no. What viewpoints will we have in FPS? Camera views galore, or are we limited? So what you're going to see in the demo and what will be in the game will be different, so keep that in mind for Australia. But first-person shooter, so first person is the goal. We may do something like because basically it's not you're not just in first-person shooter mode, right? You're actually in stances. So you walking around on Stanton when there's no threat is going to be exactly the same as you walking around in an environment with your gun, just so you have no gun and you're not in a ready pose. So it may be something like you're in a non-threatening environment, then you have full third-person camera, but if you are in a threatening environment, we restrict you to first. That way you get the fun of seeing your character from the third-person perspective, and you get to see all the cool stuff you've equipped, but we don't have the issues with kind of corner cheating in actual combat. What are the relative strengths and weaknesses of things between plasma and microwave Hukari, I'm sorry, man, it's a bit premature to answer that. The module has a little bit more time to go, so it's really going to be a little while till we nail down the balance. And I can tell you what the intention is, but it, got to say wait till it gets a little closer. How detailed would the teabagging animation be? I think my most fun thing is you can actually, if you incapacitate enemies, you can drag them the same as you would drag allies. So dragging them back to your friends and then having another guy execute them is pretty fun. Spectator mode outside the PU. I'm not entirely sure what you mean, but yes, there will be a spectator mode, both for Arena Commander and for the first-person shooter. Will we have access to all guns, or will there be a paywall? The system for that, we're going to have a whole bunch of guns that are offered to the community as soon as they're done, so I don't think there's a paywall for that. You have to pay for the game, but that's about it. Can you share any info about the hit feedback in FPS? Hit markers, blood, sparks, so bloods. So yeah, blood, sound effects, so basically you're going off material effects and for sound and visual effects. Hit markers are a little too gamey, so we don't want to go that far at first if we don't have to. Can my pirate character have a peg leg? There's definitely plans in the long term, and this is actually more of a PU style question for character customization and limb customization. So peg leg, I don't know, but cybernetic leg is definitely something we've talked about. Does the auto cover system sticks you to a wall as soon as you're close to them and can't move like in Mass Effect? That's actually an option. We had it where you could push the button to engage into cover, kind of like a get in cover button. Chris didn't really like that. He likes the more dynamic, and so we basically just have it on a C-bar. Alpha Dropper, you're probably not wrong. Far Cry 3 and mechanics, I believe. Sure. I don't know what that means. I know you're probably responding to somebody else. Are you going to be big multi-levels on the FPS maps for trying to... Are there going to be big multi-level on the FPS maps for trying to big ships? Yeah, I think the goal that we've always talked about, Evil Jewel, is to have around the time of Arena Commander V3 start integrating larger ships, so we have multi-crew in V2, and then in V3 larger ships, like more of the frigate sizes, at which point breaching and boarding would be a kind of a gameplay element to those maps. In FPS we'll be able to shoot beams, i.e. Star Trek phasers, cutting lasers, or mainly just bolts and bullets. So all the weapons currently are bolts, bullets. There is more of a, I guess you call it a beam weapon, sustained beam weapon, like the kind of always makes me think of the Ghostbusters one. And then there are also cutting torches, like call it an arc welder or whatever you want. Joke question, who is better, me or you? Probably you. Will FPS play into the bounty system? Must board and capture target view FPS to get the bounty? Yeah, definitely in some cases. If a guy ejects ahead of time and you just retrieve him, then no. But if say he's on a larger ship or on a base or something else, yeah, absolutely. That's the plan. That's kind of the whole point of FPS, is to have those kinds of functionality for the persistent universe. Zexine, cool, you clarified. As in, will there be armor with weapon packages purchasable via the website, like ship variants being sold now? Yeah, I think probably what we would do is, because there was a paywall question earlier, and, you know, to be honest, this really hasn't been solidified. What are we going to sell? What comes with the base package? I'm guessing that it's going to be more kind of customization and tailoring type things. So, like, if you want to, you can, but otherwise, you just play with what you're provided. So, you know, things like skins or different looks to your weapons, you know, like paint jobs for vehicles. When you get to things like Titans, I don't know. A lot of this is still up in the air right now, to be honest. There's something, actually, if you guys have a proposition you like and you think is good, let us know.
We need some dubstep.
How is capturing people handled via advocacy tools? Have the mechanics been worked out? No, that's going to be a PU one. So no, not at this time. Do you have to lead your gunshots, or is it automatic hit when you click? No, you have to lead. It's, well, at least the stock CryEngine implementation and what we've gone with is a physics-based implementation, so all ammunition in the game, includes Arena Commander, is actual projectiles that travel from your gun to the target. Will we be able to fight Vanduul in FPS? Who is the enemy? Not in FPS, but yes, in the game you will, absolutely. The enemy will be other players. So it's multiplayer, you know, people versus people. Will some weapons not work in a vacuum or other atmospheric conditions? Yes, there will probably be conditions which are suboptimal for certain weapon types, absolutely. Are you withholding stuff for PAX Australia, or would you push it out when it's ready regardless? No, or, well, no. I don't really see what you're saying. Like, would we withhold the module just for that date? No, absolutely not. We're going to be showing it off on that date, and everybody's crunching towards that date, but it's definitely not ready right now. Did you play the latest build of FPS Elements? Yes, and yes. I mean, it's obviously it's a work in progress, so there's lots of little bugs and things that go wrong. You know, you shoot somebody, kill them, and when they died, then they would automatically stand back up and T-pose. Before the ragdoll was over, ragdolls were broken. Characters or modeling is underway, so a lot of replace me's and everything. So we've been working a lot on the helmets, so there's a lot of work in progress, but the core feel of it is great.
Give it a try.
Yeah. Any development in inter-person and inter-ship communications yet? Tune to different frequencies. Xenocore, I freaking love that idea. So, you know, that is something that absolutely we'd want to do. But no, not something we've had to deal with yet. So, I mean, of all the features that we have to build, that's probably something we really want to do, but it's not something that's relevant right now.
You only got till night 2.
Oh god, no, please tell me that there isn't a cover system. Yeah, well, yeah, there is. Sorry, dude. Will the FPS implement a multiplayer chat? Just so you, yeah, absolutely. Chat is a function we're going to have hopefully for Arena Commander 1.0. Hopefully much more featured than just in-game chat. And the FPS would inherit that as well. What personal needs will all characters have to worry about, i.e. bathroom, personal hygiene? At this time, nothing. Don't know if that would be fun or not. That would be something we'd have to experiment with once we've built the game proper. Will personal shields be available below mech suits? There are a lot of different gadgets, you know, different deployable devices, objects, throwable devices and objects, so I don't know what the mech suits reference is, but yes, there's going to be a bevy of things that you can use that kind of change the gameplay. Cover systems only screw people over and almost never work out in real time in real gameplay. Yeah, me too, so I mean, Gears of War, it's a little bit wonky, yeah, I grant you that. It really depends on the game you're playing, so... Yeah.
That was only a single player. They explicitly removed that.
Well, what do you think about the Arma 3 mod for the dynamic cover system for that? So I mean, watching that, I mean, it looks, to me at least, it looks like it's fun.
You can cover as long as you're crouching. You can...
Camo/material customization for guns, yes, eventually Fish 67 OP. Redacted said limbs will get ruined, not severed. How would they appear? Just bloody or detailed gibs? Yeah, I mean, much like the damage models on this ship, they would be further and further deformed and bloodied. Absolutely. How does armor... What's that?
It's like there's chest-high walls everywhere.
Yeah. How does armor work? Does it reduce the percentage of damage and trauma to the area, or does it provide a damage threshold so that it will require armor piercing or heavier weapons to pierce it and do any damage? So they'll probably follow the implementation that we're following on ships, which is basically to give armor its own health pool and its own penetration values and its kind of its own characteristics as an item, and then have that affect the damage coming into the player, the actual limbs of the player. Will weapons decay and eventually break? TBD. It may be in the PU, but that is not initially planned for the FPS module, no. In the PU, will bombers be utilized for bombing runs in areas primarily being fought using the FPS aspect? That would be freaking cool. Maybe. I think currently the thought for bombers right now, a lot of the bombers are designed for ship-to-ship combat, but I wouldn't rule that out. Will Crytek also get their in-universe company within the Crisis guns in their store? Please say yes. That would be a real negotiation. That is not something we'd considered. If you're really hot on the Crisis guns, I mean, write us about which ones you really like. Maybe that's a possibility. Depending on how it fits into the universe and how it looks, you know, there's a lot that could go into that that's contextual. Will there be awesome ragdolling in the FPS? Yes, there is ragdoll. Is it as cool as Goat Simulator? Probably not. That'd be hard to achieve.
Nothing could be as cool.
Yeah, nothing could be as cool as the Goat Simulator ragdoll.
Like honestly, after playing Goat Simulator, I'm kind of sad. I'm like, I can never make anything.
Yeah.
That won't be as good as that.
When the FPS module is released to the community, will we have access to any zero-G combat? Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of an integral feature of it. Will killing people in FPS impact faction alliances and standings? Yeah, absolutely. Will you have shields for FPS similar to those like the ships has, where you can redirect power to the shield's weak point? Not like that. A system like that would probably require, at least in our universe, way more power than you'd be able to carry on you. There's a chance the Titans have not been fully fleshed out yet, that some Titans may have a trade-off where they take less armor for more shielding to be more effective against energy weapons. You know, that there's a possibility there, but not on a light, medium, heavy guy. So is is FPD fully integrated in SC? Are you able to get out of ship into FPS battle? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so that's the whole point of the FPS module. We're not just building the FPS module so that we can have a FPS game that exists on the side as a fun thing. I mean, Squadron 42 is planning to do some really rather incredible things of, you know, fighting on capital ships, getting into another ship, flying into another ship, and then battling on that ship all in first person. So it's really, Star Citizen is best described as a first-person game that is a shooter. It's a vehicle simulator, but is a first-person character-driven game.
Yeah, it's something I think as we get more and more, we'll start pushing upward to like explain better.
Yeah.
The concept that like right now.
Everybody sees a ship.
Yeah, ships are everything now.
Yeah.
Which is cool, and that's a big part of Star Citizen, obviously, but it's not everything for Star Citizen.
Striker Zero, I already answered that question. Yes, you will have beams as well. There are weapons that are more beamy, like Ghostbusters. This is probably more of a PU question, but will some form of license be required for carrying a weapon around planet side? Yes, absolutely. Licensing or concealment. Will there be bullet physics, especially for ballistic guns in gravity-related areas like in Planet? The above, yes, we simulate the rounds of ammunition. We do not just shoot a ray, so yes. That's something that Crysis has out of the box. When you're getting close to walls, will you naturally lay your hands on real surfaces walls to help the first person feel more natural? In zero-G combat, yes, absolutely. There's a whole system of navigation we call the push-pull. But basically, yes, you will dynamically interact with the environment in order to push and pull around in zero-G. Much like if you saw the movie Ender's Game, like that. That was kind of the what do you call it? Reference. Yeah, I also hate you. I love that movie. For each planet, there will be different physics. I would hope so. Yes, there's a planetary editor tool that should be able to adjust that. myself personally, I don't know the details on that, so I don't feel comfortable answering it. How will character what? Oh. How will character customization impact the FPS module? Can players be shorter, taller by small amounts? Can we make skinnier, fatter characters? So this is something actually that's being fleshed out very, very soon, technically. So we have an idea of how we want to design it, and we want to do just that. We want to be able to have you shorter, taller, fatter, skinnier, different builds. Just how much of a range you're going to have will be impacted, obviously, by metrics for armors, outfits, all that. So that's kind of a little bit up in the air, technically, how much of a range we'll allow.
There's a special ability where he ate and shot it.
How old am I? I am 27 years old. I turned 28 on November 4th. I'm actually flying back from PAX on my birthday.
Aww.
What kinds of melee combat will there be? With a stun baton, will there be a melee system? So actually the melee system is something that we're not going to show off right away, but there is plans for a more advanced melee system than just like, you know, slashing knife kind of a thing. The redacted Q&A mentions various devices. Will a throwable camera device be available to see around corners in buildings? You know, that's a cool one. That's actually not on the first implementation for FPS, but that's I like that one. Yeah, it's definitely something we've talked about. Well, different planets/ships have different gravity. Different ships, no. Different planets, maybe. You know, again, this is something I don't feel 100% comfortable answering. I think we could definitely set that value. I've talked about wanting to have asteroid hangars or asteroid bases have much lower gravity and be a little more floaty like Halo. How much attention is being paid to search and rescue and related activities? So search and rescue and related activities is something that we white box for. So for the Cutlass Red, for example, you know, how much attention is being played is it's an important role that you could play within the galaxy, so, or universe rather. So it gets the attention that it deserves as such. You know, if you have a more specific question, let me know. How much? Oh yeah, same one. This is more of an overall question, but for those of us who stream, will we be able to move any important information to another screen or device so it doesn't broadcast in the stream to help prevent stream sniping, etc.? Not out of the box. Not out of the box. So we will probably tackle that over time if that becomes an issue. But you can do that already in things like XSplit. You can already delay your stream, so I mean that functionality doesn't necessarily need to live within the game. Can we holster 2 weapons, handguns on the side and rifle on the back, hands-free? Yeah, absolutely. There's a no weapon pose. You can run around with no weapons and have them fully holstered on your body. And yes, there are actually attachments they attach to your body in certain locations. In zero gravity, does shooting a weapon move you backwards from the light? Yes, guns will have impulses. Can you interact with vehicles in the FPS? Can you? God damn, this thing keeps scrolling. Can you interact with vehicles in the FPS and use the weapon/equipment as a weapon, or take them in your inventory in your own ship? So yes, you can pick up enemy weapons and equipment. You will have weapons lockers on your ship in which you can store these things and suit up in your full battle rattle, or take it all off and leave it in your armory. So I think that answers that. Do not use the pay-to-win model. That's a good suggestion. Will there be chicken guns? No, but we will have cat silencers a la Postal. No, just kidding. The cover system has been described as free, allowing leaning around cover when players are near cover, but will players be able to lean when standing not close to cover? Yeah, you're talking about like Insurgency. Maybe. Depends on play balance and play testing. Can we have multiple characters like WoW, i.e. miner, bounty hunter, pirate, specialized characters? Yes, you'll be able to have multiple characters in the persistent universe. You know, what I always imagine is, because any character can do anything at any time, it's probably going to be much more relationship and reputation driven. So you may find that you become a very good bounty hunter, you have a reputation which allows you to take on high level missions, is because you are a prolific bounty hunter who has accomplished in a lot of them and has a very high rating, very high reliability, has a good relationship with the advocacy, whereas that same character eventually would, because he's a very good bounty hunter, no longer be able to be a pirate or a anything that would require them to lower their reputation with the advocacy, if that makes sense to you. That's just an example. Don't take that as the gospel. When would we be able to get to into and see out Idris's? Well, we talked about doing a, I mean, Chris even talked about when we wanted to do a capture the Idris mode in, say, V3 of Arena Commander. Can you interact with vehicles? And I already answered that one. Will there be special FPS zones? Yes, there will be both, kind of think of it like paintball. On planet side, say recreational FPS that's non-lethal. And there will be holographic FPS that is non-lethal. There will also be places that are just not safe and will be lethal. So absolutely. It's not going to be like you're not allowed to bring out your weapon in certain areas and other ones you are, like it's a hot zone or a cold zone. It's just going to be that there will be different levels of security on different planets that will require different levels of either protection or permission from the government to pack heat. How many game modes will the FPS launch with? And can you elaborate with what they are? Actually, I think that's something that we'll probably talk about next week, so I don't really want to ruin it. I'm sorry. How do you fill out that sweet, sweet beard? Mine and James are all patchy. Oh, yeah. I don't know, dude. Just kind of got lucky. Oh man, I can't run blindly around corners and spray and pray. Darn. No, sorry, dude. Smart Ace used mascara. Good advice. Wait, where's he answering questions from? The Twitch chat. Doesn't look like from here. Well, it is. Will FPS... I'm probably a little behind. Will FPS support a system like 6th Sense or Hydra for VR players? Not out of the gate. But, you know, Chris has obviously made it very clear that he's about supporting as many different peripherals because that's one of the cool things about the PC platform. So, out of the gate, we're going to focus on the core peripherals, and then we'll expand from there. Tell the FPS guys, no sticking to walls on auto cover or make it optional. Yes, it's optional, already covered. Will FPS body armor break off like an AC or just have reduced function when hit/damaged? TBD, tech question. Yeah?
Keep going, but also you can stop.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I know everyone in the chat hates me now, but...
It's from here, but the questions are coming in faster and can answer them. Yes. Is Dane developing the FPS HUD? He and a guy named Ryan Cashman did some of the initial look dev. It's been passed off to the guys at Ilphonic. This is Nick and Gavin, so been working on that. Oh, damn it. I just said them.
Did you say...
You said a potty word?
No, I said redacted.
Ah, what are you talking about?
Oops.
Okay. Just tell the chat, we keep up the redaction videos at this point just because it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it is. It's not because everybody doesn't know. It's just I don't want to be the guy that gets in trouble for it or something. I don't know. Oh, it's true. Titan armor will only be available, or I mean, bigger ships. Yeah, probably not going to be able to bring the Titan armor on your Aurora. Prone confirmed. Yes, prone will be in. Can you go into a little more depth with these devices, like personal shields? Are they Halo 3 abilities or something along those lines? No, they're not abilities. They're things you physically carry, you deploy. They're deployables. Just like any soldier would have, you know, Bangalore's in World War II or Claymores today, things like that. Question: teabagging. Will I be able to thrust in my enemy's mouth? Don't think we have that animation. Well, weapons decay, again, that question was already asked and answered, so maybe you already heard it, but not initially in the FPS module, maybe in the persistent universe. I can't speak to that. Will you essentially be in FPS mode, weapons available anytime you're not engaged with other activities or present non-FPS mode? Will FPS mode be engaged only in places where you can perform combat? Kind of already covered this one. It's not, you can do it anywhere. The only issue is whether or not, you know, there's security that prevents it or would so severely reprimand you that it's not worth it and ineffectual. Will guns jam? Not modeling jams at this time, but there's no reason we couldn't. This depends whether it's fun or not. Any overclocking of FPS weapons beyond trading out components? So you'd be able to trade out different components. Maybe you can customize those components. The entire depth of that is not fully documented. It really depends on what's fun or not. You want to start with simple, then get hot, and then get deep. How large are the maps that are launching with FPS? Will they be EVA/planet size, /space station / large ship? Yeah, I think space station sized. Not full space station, but asteroid base, that kind of stuff. Those, you know, are kind of examples. Mining colonies. Okay. I mean, those aren't necessarily the ones, but stuff like that, kind of that size. I hope I can do ground support. Yes, that would be a thing. Can you embed surgeon simulator in the medical system? We talked about that. Chris was making a joke about that. Oh wow, I'm way behind. I'm just reading about Goat Simulator comments.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Hang on, guys. I gotta skip up.
Make sure to thank Travis. Thanks, Travis.
Will there be FPS specific packages, character weapons, UEC? Probably. I don't know what they will or how they'll be presented. You know, again, that has not been fully fleshed out. How will the medical system work? Will you be able to apply bandages or some sort of first aid to our friends? Absolutely. There's going to be different kinds of medical kits, medical devices that will allow you to do different things. You can basically keep somebody from bleeding, prevent bleed out. You can maybe take a limb from ruined to damaged, depending on the kind of capabilities that you have. Any infos on ship customization like Corp? Yes, that's definitely coming. We're working on a paint system right now. I can't tell you much more than that. I mean, we're working on it. We're prototyping it on the Mustang. Gamma, to be specific. Is it reasonable to think that a ship crew is being boarded can quickly win the battle and become the boarder of the border ship and actually steal the border ship? Yes, absolutely, if you're smart, yeah. The only problem is, you know, if your ship is disabled or damaged enough for somebody to board you, you're probably not doing too hot. So, that might be Chelsea's helmet looking at the size. No, it's not. She's not rated a motorcycle, and she won't let me buy one either. It's actually Will Lewis's helmet, our lead moderator. Will it be illegal weapons, like alien tech based? I don't necessarily, the alien tech would be illegal. That's a little xenophobic, but hey, whatever. There might be less than legal weapons. There are weapons that are frowned upon. There's definitely going to be classifications for weapons, so yes. I love chat delay. All the love I couldn't drink this is on my part. Any info, guys, on ship customization are already answered. All max number of players to expect. You know, we've been playing with as much as I think most we'd gotten was 14 at this point. Mostly because that's about the maximum number of people you can get around at 2 in the morning. But no, that's still being determined. We're going to push it as far as we can, and depending on the balance of the maps, what feels best. Any comments on close quarters combat? It's just FPS for now. It's just FPS for now. We can talk more about close quarters combat in the future. Fourth big alien race be available at the release of AC, or they be added later? You mean probably mean SC, and I can't really tell you. It kind of ruined the whole lore of it, right? Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. How is multi-crewed ships coming? Actually, that's going really well. We're building out a whole demo level testbed for that right now to iron out the issues. Oh, she's a good wife. She'll wake up and make you a sandwich. Okay, cool. Sandwiches are good. Can we grab random objects and use it as a weapon, throwing towards the enemy or to distract the enemy? Like the rocks in the original Far Cry. Yeah, that's actually not something we have in right now, but I love that. It may be something Squadron 42 guys have planned. Everyone runs faster with a knife. That's true. Oh man, everyone runs faster with stripes. Also true. And speed holes. Also true. With some of the other team members having history in the game industry on noteworthy projects, can we expect a few more Easter eggs from those properties, such as the silencer or created items from... Yeah. Sure, we all love Easter eggs. Put them in all the games. Travis, any AC modes centered around search and rescue being discussed? Yes, actually, that is something we've talked about. Will there be small drones in FPS? That is a potential gadget. Haven't really designed that out yet.
I can answer one from the bottom.
Yeah.
Will Tavaran have their own language? Most likely, but we're not sure yet. Because it's been long enough where they mostly speak common, you know,
no.
UEE. But I assume they have their own language. Whether or not we'll be able to fully flesh it out with the first round of alien languages will be up to the lore guys. And the Tavaran are like Haddock and Will Weizenbaum are two of our writers. And with me also, we all think the Tavaran are the most interesting alien race.
Fuck yeah! I mean, yeah, Tavaran.
Hey, it's late, dude.
Sorry.
It's almost midnight. It's fine.
And to let's see, pick up where we left off. Battle Rattle, nice reference. Yes, I used to work on military simulators, so I got a lot of the jargon. Like when you throw a grenade, all that's left is assholes and elbows. Alien Isolation has the leading by pushing controls, really nice. Yep. Oh yeah, please. The presenter, are you paid spokesperson, Lol, or just a funny guy? Well, I like to think that I'm both. No, I'm the producer for the FPS. Is it possible to throw weapons such as knives at your enemies to be able to block, dodge, redirect? So I would say non-ballistic weapons are not something we've done a lot of work on so far, but I doubt if you'd be able to, like, if you're talking like the ninja, like, Pah! No, I would be skeptical of that. Will FPS module be a game within a game from a lore standpoint, like Arena Commander? Yes, at first it will, absolutely. Just a minor one, but at any information of space revolvers, can't let all the handguns semi-autos after all. Yep, there will be a place near and dear to our hearts for more classical firearms. Since clothes and other materials on a body can be unique or purchased, can we loot them from dead bodies or dead characters? That was something I'd love to see, absolutely. Yes, I am absolutely trying to answer every question, so I'm sorry I'm falling behind. It's not a delay, I'm just up in the chat log. Yes, you're right. He answered my question from 10 minutes ago. Yes, I did. Confirmed, redacted, yay, Trevor. Wow, I'm French now. Will we have a robotic companion, say, to load the cargo, maybe with attitude like C-3PO, or a female version like EDI for Mass Effect? We've gotten as far as talking about a robotic guard dog, just because I thought that was cool. It was based off some neat concept art that I saw from a guy who submitted his art resume. But the
crossbow from Vacuum Shroud of the Avatar will not be available at launch, I assume.
It might be. Why not?
At launch?
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
That's a hard maybe.
That's a hard maybe, exactly.
Oh, you're going down, and I'm just coming back up. Okay.
World's worst kept secret. Exactly. Will there be a remote controlled drones in FPS? Not at this time.
This is one I'm actually really interested in.
Yeah, what's up?
Melee kills, instant kills, or not?
Melee kills, instant kills, or not? No, absolutely not.
Or
it's
melee,
not.
Melee attacks.
No, it's not going to be like.
Dead.
Yeah, that's.
It's not like Halo.
That's stupid. I mean, no offense, it's fun, but it's stupid too.
At least Halo does it smart, where if you have to hit him from behind in order to get an assassination.
Well, I think I need to start vetting these questions seriously, guys. Why? I don't know. Just late night having fun. We need thrust action, teabag, and must in FPS. Okay, fair enough. Okay, reading the. Wow, I think you guys need to start vetting these questions seriously, guys. And I'm like, oh no, it's fine. Followed by we need thrust action, teabagging is a must in any. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I was wrong. Will there be flashbangs? Maybe not that exact thing, but they're future equivalent, yes.
Tifa guard dog confirmed.
Yeah. Were you the first? You weren't the first person. Chris actually said Ilphonic at CitizenCon on camera. I watched it from home. It was close to the end of the presentation. Don't feel bad. Yeah, we still give him crap for that. Will there be stealth mechanics in FPS to play? Bonus damage for surprise attacks? Bonus damage for surprise attacks? Absolutely not. That's more of a, I would say, an RPG style approach to game design, but there are absolutely stealth mechanics, and you will not appear on their radar. You'll be harder to see, and not because we're somehow like making you harder to see, but just because of your size and your ability to get into narrow places, you can hide better. So there you go. Capture the edge risk. You clarify what the FPS module is not launching next week. What do you need clarified? Will there be an option to set the middle of a HOTAS throttle on the neutral for engines and let it pull back for the throttle to go backwards in flight? Or maybe at some point? What's up? Oh, you creeping with the...
I said something.
Will there be FPS AC maps? Yes, there will be. Absolutely. That's the goal, man. Aaron JP. That's absolutely the vision. That's what we want to do. We want to have you flying on your Hornet to protect the guys in a Redeemer as the Redeemer lands on the station to capture the bridge of the station to take it over for your team, because that's the objective, and you're fighting off the enemy drop ships and making sure your drop ships are protected so all your soldiers can fight each other on the ship. Yeah. Will we have static weapons emplacements? Will they be automated or have to be manned? You know, well, probably definitely have, it's a strong possibility that we'll have static weapon emplacements. Whether they're automated or have to be manned, TBD.
It's another strong maybe.
Yeah, it's another strong maybe. Okay, one of the questions, they mentioned a scenario that you can hide in a crate, and if you take it on a board, you can get out and cause mayhem.
I remember that question.
What if they log out and their ship goes to the nearest spaceport and you're still in the crate? Wow. Okay, that's a good one.
I remember Rob answering that question.
Oh yeah, that particular one?
This.
The part where you hide in a crate and get on board, and they can,
take a shit basically.
So I don't have a great answer for you right now at 11 o'clock at night, but after that was said and then met with so much like skepticism by the online media, that is absolutely something that we're going to try our damnedest to make sure is the coolest thing ever, just to make them eat their hat.
You want to make us do something? Tell us we can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing more motivating than saying, I don't know if that's possible. It's like, oh, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. What sort of inventory will be the FPS and or PU feature? Are you grid-based? Will you be able to shoot a magazine half empty, then reload, then see a mag with just X bullets in our inventory? So you're not going to have an inventory system like that. You will have, you know, some kind of, say, body armor monitoring system that integrates with your Mobi-Glass. So your Mobi-Glass is aware of your armor's capabilities. It's aware of what is attached to your armor and can somehow display that to you. But you're not just going to have like clips going into invisible pockets or bags of holding. They're actually going to be physically represented on your body. Can you plug a cyborg character into a ship and take over ship controls? Dude, maybe. I don't, there are no... Good question, man.
It was supposed to be an FPS Q&A.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say no.
It turned into just let's ask Travis
No,
questions.
there's not R2D2.
That's how Travis take promises.
Oh, no, there's no R2D2.
Will it be more like a tactical shooter like Rainbow Six series? Much more like Rainbow Six than COD. It's not a fast-paced thing. It's a tactical thing. Share info on ship customization. Dude, I've answered this question like 3 times. Yes, yes, and yes. We're working on it.
Let's give him credit. You are pretty far back.
Oh, that's true. Sorry. I didn't mean to be mean. Has the dev team decided as yet will the Idris be in hangar or orbiting? TBD and up to the Foundry 42 guys, so not my thing.
Heard something, but...
Let's let them break the news.
Yeah.
The FPS mechanics sound very much like Arma. How long until we get a zombie-infested planet as a stretch goal? Have you been to the website recently? Character customization. It's a thing, yes. If that was a question mark, the answer is yes. How far
We
out...
get that question a lot, and let's just say it will be as robust as you possibly can. It'll be up to the normal standards of a persistent online game.
Yes.
Like, you know,
Online persistent game standards achieved.
if you're looking for like, will I be able to have how many, how many eyes, like how many different eyes, different places can have in my eyes? That's a question we can't answer.
Yeah.
But to say that yes, if you play any online persistent game, you usually have a robust character creator, and we are aiming for that too. Sorry.
Oh, that's totally accurate. How far out is the Retaliator from being hangar ready? It is not too far out. It should be in soon. Ish. Will I be able to land a ship on your range?
Okay, that's it. You just broke it.
Well done, sir. Well
I
done.
think you should just end it there. Do you think you just broke the MA?
Yeah, I think you just did land one right there.
Yeah.
Well done. I can feel it. Speed holes. Yes, that was a reference to The Simpsons.
Well done. I didn't get that one. Well,
Okay, it's time to go back to gaming, yes?
yes, after a quick break.
Okay.
We need a commercial,
We can roll a commercial from here.
right? Can we just roll like...
You could have it be the Chrome browser. You could go to YouTube, put on the Robert Space Mysteries channel.
Why didn't you tell us this 15 hours ago? There's Captain Hindsight Chad. Oh, you know what we should have done? We should have set up a camera and played Descent.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome.
So we could have, but then we need.
Oh, sorry, I've just been sitting here silently reading.
That's cool.
That's kind of awkward. That's like dead air. I'm not very good at the whole radio thing.
Alright, we're gonna take a quick commercial break.
We're going to take a quick commercial break brought to you by Groot,
And we'll be right back.
Gatorade,
Oh, by the way, just a side note.
And-
if you ever get a chance to buy Gatorade,
Wild Tiger.
if you get a chance to buy Gatorade, this is the best Gatorade. Whoa, we actually did go to commercial. How'd you do that?
No, I refreshed. I refreshed our Twitch window.
I thought you were magic for a second. Alright, here, I got an idea. They want something to look at.
There we go. Yeah, actually, this is going to be our version of the lamp. Here, stand by, guys. We'll be back in about 2 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, these things got broke.
Dude, someone who's tuning in now is gonna be like, what the f-? Me too. Oh, you can see it on the live one. Looks pretty good.
Give him the knife too.
That actually looks great.
No. They have the computer with me. So, good news is that I got James to actually play Lethal League, and he's really into it, it looks like. So it looks like we'll be able to play it on stream later. But I think we're going to be doing more Five Nights at Freddy's first. Also, that was a really long Q&A.
Greetings.
That was fast.
Well, we're not back yet. We have to.
Are we gonna close the segment?
What?
All right. So we forgot to do this beforehand, but that closes your 10 minutes.
That was your 10-minute Q&A period that was for reaching the $2,000 stretch goal for our 24-hour gaming marathon. Let's see, how are we doing now, James?
We are at 2,045.
We're at $2,045, which
If-
means that over the last hour or so since 2000 was hit, we've been very, very stingy for children in need. So
And when we get back, we'll take another shot.
we'll take another shot at, yeah, we'll return to gaming, but that was, 10 minutes of Q&A on the FPS. If you guys would continue to watch, donate, love, and enjoy, we would appreciate it. We'll be back soon.
Okay, they're gone now. Now everyone start catching. There we go. But yeah, so I think they're going to do more Freddy's. Maybe get through. They're probably going to try to get through day 2 and maybe day 3. I want to see them get caught by Foxy, and I want to see them get caught by Freddy. That'd be pretty neat. And then we're probably going to do Lethal League. After that, it's kind of up in the air. Maybe we could get them into some more local multiplayer games. Like Nidhogg or Speedrunners. I don't know. Or what would you guys be into? Let's see. Leak? I don't even know what to leak. I don't know, I kind of have a loss of things to talk about. Oh, I know. I got a refill.